Aaron Cwiek is someone to be admired. He is a high school kid living a full life at school, on the football field, and in the gym. And Aaron has just one arm.
When I was born with a blood clot in my left arm. The doctor said if they don't proceed fast enough that I could die. So they went to my parents and asked them what they'd want to do, and they ended up amputating. They did 3 amputations, one at the wrist, one at the mid-forearm, and one at the elbow.
A loving and supportive family, Aaron has grown up with one arm after multiple surgeries and hasn't let that stop him from doing anything any other kid his age would enjoy.
I didn't see kids treat him any differently because Aaron wouldn't want that. He doesn't conduct himself. He doesn't make excuses. He doesn't use it as a crutch. Unfortunately, kids will use things as crutches, which are not nearly as daunting as missing an arm. And Aaron conducts himself saying, I can do what everybody else can do.
He's been treated the same way since he's been here as a freshman, so they really, he was just one of the guys.
Really different, because I thought it was pretty funny because when I met him, I asked him, how did that happen, And he was like, as a kid, I was born with 2 arms, but later on they got, cut off because of a blood clot, so I was like, all right, cool.
It's hard for him when people don't allow him to do something because they think that he can't. I just wish everybody had the philosophy, let him do it, and then if he can't, he'll tell you that he can't. He doesn't tell you too much that he can't, but
I try as hard as I can to do what the other kids do. If I can't, then I'd go tell coach, and he'll come up with a optional thing for me to do.
It's a lot to consider growing up with just one arm and playing sports, but it was something Aaron didn't think twice about doing.
my husband is very sports-minded, and he had an older brother that was in sports, so his natural inclination was to follow what his brother was going to do.
Well, I started playing t-ball in kindergarten, preschool kindergarten. And then when I got into 4th grade, I started playing like organized basketball with friends. And ever since that, from 4th grade to 8th grade, I played basketball. I played baseball in 7th and 8th grade. And then in high school, I decided, because my brother played football, I wanted to play football.
He played the offensive line for me and defensive line. Played more offense than he did defense, just for the simple fact it was much harder for him to tackle with one arm than it was. It was easier to block than it was to tackle.
It really didn't affect him because, like, I actually seen him, like, pancake, like, put some players on their back, like, with just one arm.
Every time I get on the line, like, bent over in my stance, I always look up and they're always looking at it. And then on the basketball court, like, I move it and then I move it towards them to like keep them from getting the ball, and they always look at it and then lean towards, try to get away from it.
He plays well. He has a good shot. Amazingly, he has a real good shot. So he's always good to pass the ball to, and he keeps people going. He always geeks a person up so they can push harder, So he's a great kid, great player, great friend.
It's not easy for Aaron. He has to deal with stares and comments and has learned that kids can be cruel.
Some are afraid of it just because they're not used to it, but others, they just think of it as a elbow. Other players, they think that it's contagious or something.
I always thought he was kind of weird because I didn't talk to him because he only had one arm. But he's really cool. He's one of my best guy friends.
He's kind of like a real chill guy. He's not really out there, He's kind of laid back, smooth in the hallways.
He's found himself being a leader in the locker room and on the field.
He was a kid that never gave up on anything he ever tried to do. You could see, even though he was frustrated on some things, he just didn't have the ability to do, but he never quit, and I think that was one of his greatest attributes. A lot of the other kids picked up on that, which was nice. So he was a silent type leader.
Aaron has close friends, a girlfriend, a love for sports, and a goal to be working professionally in sports, either in management, teaching, or even broadcasting.
I don't know about sports basically because I think most teams in the college will probably think about his arm affecting him or anything. But to me, I think he'd actually do great as a college player. So
I think Aaron would be really good as a coach, kind of either younger kids or high school kids. I think because he's really determined and he knows what he's talking about. So I think he'd be a really good coach probably, or a teacher.
It's actually education would be a good field. for Aaron to go into. I think he'd be an excellent teacher because he has an ability to get along with all sorts of different students, and he has a good sense of humor.
After I graduate college, I'd like to go into sports management or sports broadcasting.
He wants to be the sports broadcaster. He wants to be a high school coach. Everything he wants to be is built around sports. So, it's we just encourage him, and we never tell him that he can't do something. So, if he wants to be a doctor too, wonderful.
There are heroes in Aaron's life, people that he looks up to and hopes to emulate.
I have a couple. I have Jim Abbott, who played, he has one arm. He played for the New York Yankees. He went to the University of Michigan, and he was a pitcher. And then I recently got a new one. His name is Kevin Lau. He's not a real known athlete. He goes to the University of Manhattan, and he has one arm, and he plays basketball. He got a full ride scholarship to go play for them.
I just want him to be successful and be happy.
He's really funny, really, really funny. And he takes bad situations and makes them good.
Positive mind, never think things negative. He never say anything negative. Just a positive person.
Hi, I'm Aaron Cwiek from Clarenceville High School, and you are watching the MHSAA Network.